Thanks a lot. Thanks. How's everybody? Whatever. I'm going bald. I'm also Jewish, which is the same thing. Going bald is the exact same thing as being Jewish. No one cares until you put on a hat. Then they have opinions. Which also, there's no way that's a coincidence, right? There's no way. That we're the most bald religion and have mandatory hat wearing. There's no way that's a fluke. That we made our hat the exact size of a bald spot. As not to waste a penny on fabric. No other religions have laws that convenient. There are none. When you convert to Islam, they don't give you TSA pre-check. Okay, you'll be needing this, brother. They don't do that. So I brought this up to a Jewish friend of mine. He told me he thinks we were yarmulkes because God needs a way of knowing who's Jewish. I said, I think he can tell. Because I'm not God and I can tell. We can all tell who's Jewish. The only Jew I wasn't immediately certain about was Drake, the rapper. He was the only one. Then I saw a video of him playing basketball and I was like, Jew. That's a Jew. He sued the rims for being high at work. Okay, so... No, I don't think the yarmulke had anything to do with identification. I think it was a lot simpler. The Jews, this is it, Jews, we were too bald, so we couldn't get laid, we needed hats. I think it's the whole story. That's it, because people don't know the yarmulke is actually a very recent invention. For most of history, Jews just had to go around bald with no way of hiding it. So the first Jew didn't get laid until, like, the other day. Like, it just happened. He texted people. That's how recent it was. He's like, yo, just got my dick sucked. Knicks won the finals, doing pretty well. Meanwhile, Jewish women were sneaking around, sleeping with the non-Jews that had hair. And then one of them got pregnant. Jewish boy came out. He had long hair. You know what they called him? The Messiah. That's it. Jesus was half Jewish. Why do you think he looked like that? He has muscles, hair down to his ass, works manual labor. You think that's a fully Jewish guy? No, Jesus was half Jewish. That's why he was the Messiah. It is. If Jesus Christ looked like Larry David, there would be no Christianity. Okay? He's at the Last Supper sending back food. I can turn water into wine, not well done into rare. Okay? Put it back. He gets crucified, all you hear is da 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 da. It sucks going bald. I hate it so much. It sucks. Finally, I went to my doctor about it, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm losing my hair. Is there anything we can do? You know, maybe like some kind of medicine or assisted suicide. And she gave me a pill, and she said, listen, this pill, it'll stop the hair loss, but I think I should warn you, the side effect is erectile dysfunction. I said, even better. Even better. Because the only way we can actually stop hair loss, the only way is if we make every bald man infertile. And we need to do it now. Because I don't want another generation of men to know this fucking pain on my head, okay? It's the worst. I'll tell you the worst part about going bald. The worst part about going bald is having to tell people how much younger you are than they thought when they saw you. That's the worst pain you can feel. I told my neighbor recently I was only 32. I saw her cross herself. Okay? She said Dios mio and then crossed herself because I was only 32. You know what sucks about that? I'm only 27. And I lied and she crossed herself. I ran to my doctor. I said, I don't care if this pill kills my family. Give it to me now. And I started taking the hair loss medicine, and it worked. I will say, immediately it did work. Immediately I stopped getting boners. Just had ED. No, why do you stop clapping, miss? It sucks. Here's what I did. I got off the medicines, ladies. And here's what I did. I started going to the gym. Because if you're going bald, you have to lift weights. You have to. Because there's only two kinds of bald you can be, right? You can be jacked or too skinny. That's it. You can be Dwayne The Rock Johnson or kid who's about to meet Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's one or the other. Because that's what happens when we lose our hair. You know, we get jacked, we get facial hair, we get tattoos. Anything so the way you describe us is something other than going bald. Anything else is a step up. I think that's how skinheads got to be a thing. People were coming up to them like, you racist, misogynistic pieces of shit. And they were like, it's better than bald.